Hello, everyone. I'm Daniel, and I'm a forest scientist. When I moved from Uppsala to Umeå, I realized that there was a lot in common between my research and the game that I love playing the most, innebandy. So in my research, I try to understand what are the compromises that can be made between forest players coming from multiple backgrounds, have a different interest in a forest. And as researchers, we ask ourselves, what kind of forests do these players want to see in the future of Sweden? And secondly, how do we manage the forest accordingly? So to try and understand this issue, let's try to imagine playing in a bandy, 4 versus 4. On our side of the court, we got Team Forest, the blue team, having different players aiming for different parts of a forest. We have, for instance, player A, forest companies, representing Stora Enso, Holmen, or Södra. They want to use forests to produce wood. We then have player B, nature protection, representing organizations such as Naturskyddsföreningen or Naturvårdsverket. They want to protect and save animals and plant species at risk of danger in the forest. And then we have player C, forest recreational activities, representing organizations such as Friluftsfrämjandet or Orienteringsklubben. And they want to go through certain activities within the forest, like picking your favorite mushrooms and berries. And listen, I know that plenty of you have secret spots where to pick them up, but do not want to share with the rest of us. You're basically willing to take it to the grave if needed. You know who you are, people. We know that. But you know what? That's not the conversation we're having today. Let's recap on the players so far. So within our team, we have player A, forest companies, player B, nature protection, player C, recreational activities, and player D, could be me or you, interested in one of the activities we talked about so far, or perhaps something completely different that I've not mentioned. On the other side of the court, we got our opponents, the red team, Team Threads, made by players such as fires, flooding, insect diseases, and high temperatures. The problem within our team is that we don't have great chemistry with one another. Every player ends up shooting, but missing the actual goalposts. So that we need to recollect our efforts to work together as a team, so that when we score, forests will grow and get stronger, shaping the kind of forest we want in the future. However, if the opposite team scores, forests will die and get smaller. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid here. In my work line, we use workshops, group discussions, and interviews as ways to collect information from forest players across Sweden. We then analyze this information to find the common themes and relate them to social theories. Just last year, we had a workshop in Gothenburg, and we realized that forest players do want to compromise, but we're a bit unsure to what extent they're willing to compromise or what they're willing to give in. I am currently a third-year PhD student at SLU. And when I'm done with my research, I'll be able to find these compromising solutions between forest players. Looking at the bigger picture, these results will be particularly helpful to draft future forest plans. But we need to remember the key word here is to compromise, meaning there's a give and take in whatever we decide to do with future forests in Sweden, because we cannot allow one single player's interest to overshadow the rest. And with that being said, we hope that this research will help to create an environment that everyone can enjoy within the forest. Thank you.